All right, everybody, welcome back to another legacy video here on Magic Online. I am the Semiotician. We are living in a new legacy world in the wake of two cards leaving the format. We lost Sowing Myco Spawn on Monday, and we also lost Troll of Khazad-dûm. Those of you who have been following along on the Doomsday content will have noticed me complaining a little bit about the blue-black reanimator matchup in some of the recent videos, and me personally just struggling to figure out how to beat that deck. And so I'm really hoping that we don't encounter that deck today, or that if we do, it doesn't feel quite as obnoxious as it has in the past. I'm not going to dwell too much on the ban announcement. I don't care much either way. I play with the cards that are given when an announcement happens. I will make some effort to adjust accordingly, but it's relatively early on here in this new format, and I wanted to get maybe a video recorded using Doomsday. And so today we're going to play Bug Doomsday, which, come to think of it, is the only variation of actual Turbo Doomsday, I think, that I haven't really played on this channel yet. So the list that you see here is kind of an amalgamation, a kind of weird fusion of a Midlands blue-black Turbo list with Fuzz's Bug deck, which Neville Shute or Martin Nielsen, Doomsday Extraordinaire, has been doing quite well with just before the ban. I made a couple of changes to the list, as you can see here, based off my own flavor or things that I just kind of want to try. So I've gone down to 3 Ponder, done the classic 3 Ponder, 1 Spoils of the Vault split. I have cut the 2 copies of Preordain in favor of a Flusterstorm in the main deck and a 1 Ring in the main deck. I'm on 4 copies of Thoughtseize. And then I kind of thought that instead of playing 17 lands, we're going to play 16 lands, no basics. If I'm playing 3 colors, I kind of feel like I want to be playing all non-basics. And so the way that I approached this mana base was just to run a kind of Tropical Island in place of Basic Island and Bayou in place of Basic Swamp. This gives us 4 Underground Seas, 1 Undercity Sewers, and then 2 green lands to cast our Veil of Summers, our Boseiju, who endures, from the sideboard, and then Carpet of Flowers from the sideboard. I want to try the Ring out again, see how it feels. I like the Ring in past versions of Bug Doomsday that I've played, and so I kind of just want to see what it's like having the Ring in the deck, especially because I haven't been as much of a fan of casting these 1 mana cantrips in the form of Ponder, and I didn't want to include more Ponders in the form of 2 additional Preordains, and so I've cut those down. We've got a Ring here to hopefully grind some value. If, for example, the format ends up slowing down a little bit, if all these control mages come out of the woodwork because the Sowing Myco Spawn's gone, no longer punishing their mana, I'd like some kind of way to be able to grind into a late game in the form of the 1 Ring. And then I also think that this card might be helpful at fighting against blue-green Omni. My experience has been that I rarely ever lose to blue-red show and tell, but ever since this stock-up card has been released and ever since blue-green Omni has become a deck, I found it actually kind of challenging. And at this Legacy 5K that I played at last weekend, just before the ban, one of the most exciting games with this super long drawn out stack-based fight against blue-green Omni, which I ended up losing to kind of put me out of the top 8 contention. And so I think, I'm not sure if something like the Ring helps you grind in those spots, but then I'm also hoping that Veil of Summers in the sideboard might be good as well. So Fuzz's and Neville Shute's variation of the deck was playing a Blue Elemental Blast in the sideboard, but since I'm on no basics in this version of the deck, I've replaced that with the Wonder Pro technology of Manamorphose. I replaced the Abrupt Decay in the sideboard with a copy of Boseiju. When I was playing the 4-color Ring versions of Doomsday a little bit ago, I really enjoyed how Boseiju Who Endures plays, and so I want to try that since I'm playing green. I think it's a really challenging card to interact with, really cool. It doesn't hit creatures, but the only creature you're really worried about is especially when you have Jace Wielder of Mysteries in your deck, is Orcish Bowmasters and our Veil of Summers kind of do a pretty good job at stopping the Bowmaster pings, which is another good reason to be in Bug right now. I wanted to also play 2 copies of Shieldred the Apocalypse in the sideboard in place of Barrogoyf. I still want to have some creatures, so I'm going to try going back to the more OG creature suite in the form of 2 Shieldreds. Why am I doing this? Well, I think Shieldred is better against Control. So if Control's coming back into the format potentially, we might want something like Shieldred. And I also think that Shieldred's pretty good against this new mono blue painter deck, as well as pretty good against Show and Tell more generally. Like if they go into these Omniscience lines where they have to start like hard casting Lorien Reveals and Brainstorms to find their like two of creatures, I kind of like having a Shieldred on the battlefield if I can. So these Shieldreds have come at the cost of the 4th copy of Veil of Summer. I'm hoping that just 3 Veil of Summers are enough. It's not a card that I'd necessarily want to draw a bunch of, and I can see it being a little kind of clunky at times. Carpet of Flowers, self-explanatory. It helps us get ahead on mana. And then we've got 3 copies of Force of Negation, another Flusterstorm, Jace Wielder of Mysteries, 2 copies of Duress to respect Consigned to Memory, allowing us to have 6 discard spells. And yeah, that's pretty much the list. There's actually just one subtle change that I'd like to do here. I think I don't want to play 4 like fetches of each variety. I'd like to break them up a bit. So I'm going to remove a Polluted Delta, and I'm going to remove a Misty Rainforest. We're going to play 2 copies of Verdant Catacombs, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of philosophy this morning. It's early afternoon. I did some grading, some stuff for the Charles Sanders Peirce Society's newsletter, which I'm a part of. And then, yeah, so my brain is a little bit mush from staring at a screen. So I thought, what better to do than to stare at a screen for an hour and a half or 2 hours longer? So I can't promise that I'm going to be playing super tight today, but we'll try our damnedest. We're going to see whether or not we can get this any headway here in the new format with Bug Doomsday. So let's see how my variation of this strategy fares. See what we learn along the way, and if we want to make any adjustments after. Again, I'm not like suggesting here that Bug is the new metagame call. This is more just me kind of noticing a bunch of cool bug lists popping up recently, and just feeling as though I wouldn't mind giving them a try myself. So yeah, let's see what happens here. We got an opponent already. We're on the draw. Let's hope we have a Force of Will in case they're playing Oops All spells. I have no idea really what to expect from the format here. Well, we don't have a means of interacting with our opponent. We do have a Thoughtseize. We've got a Ponder. We got an Edge. We've got a Spoils. I think I'm going to keep this hand. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we're dead on turn 1. Here's a Polluted Delta into a Pass the Turn. Okay. I'm expecting Blue-Black Tempo to potentially be one of the stronger decks here. And now we're in this like weird situation where we're going to get wastelanded probably. But we'll find out. We draw Cavern of Souls, which isn't the best. I think I'm going to go Underground Sea, Lotus Petal, and I think I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent. And then if they wasteland us, we can at least cycle this Edge of Autumn to get a bit of value off that. Oh my goodness, they've got a lot of cards, and they're either on Doomsday or Show and Tell, I would imagine. I guess we have to take a Force of Will here. We could take Lotus Petal too, I guess, but we kind of need to start fighting through this interaction, I'm personally feeling. So we'll jam a Force, and yeah, we'll pass the turn here. The opponent fetches in the end step, they surveil, and it looks like they put a Scalding Tarn into their graveyard. They got an Undercity Sewer, so what are they up to? Is this blue-black Omni? It must just be Doomsday, I guess. It must just be Doomsday. Feeling pretty doomsy. Okay. Another Lotus Petals. Not the best. Let's cast a Ponder here. Honestly, these cards are not the best cards. The land is kind of cool. But how do I really want to take a Polluted Delta here? I think I'm going to shuffle these cards. Veil of Summer, you don't mind picking up. I'm going to play this. Jam a Cavern of Souls here, naming Wizard. I guess I'll play out a Lotus Petal to play around their 2 dazes, and then I'll ship the turn. To play around their 2 dazes if they thought sees me, that is. But yeah, we really just don't want to see a Doomsday. We are not very well prepared to beat a Doomsday here. We can't be popping Spoils of the Vaults really either for naming Doomsday, so we're just going to take it rather slow here. Here's a Brainstorm. That I do not mind firing off. Let's just do that right now. Those are some number of skippers. This is complicated. I could just put Petal Spoils back. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll have the double edge. The problem is we need like a little bit more interaction, and we're really not, like, if they just put Doomsday on the stack, we could just be screwed. So it's going to be the Thoughtseize. Oh, it's just the Dark Ritual. Yeah, this isn't good. Oh, they're just hardcasting a Street Wraith. Is their hand actually just Daze Force? Yeah, Street Wraith's good. End step. Fetch Verdant Catacombs. Grab Undercity Sewers. Is Flusterstorm good? Kind of getting screwed by this Cavern of Souls, huh? I guess I'll take the Fluster. I think I'm going to go for it here. Let's just start, I think, by casting Veil of Summer. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I was supposed to cast the Doomsday first. I'm pretty sure this is just their hand, right? It's Daze Force. Force Pitch Daze leaves them with Daze. Okay. Let's go black. Black. Then Thassa, Wraith, LED, Consider. I think I can do this all through a daze, right? Because I've got this up and the cavern doesn't actually matter. Is that right? I think it's right. Okay. So I'll put Thoracle on the bottom, followed by Wraith, Consider, LED, sacrifice this, cast Lion's Eye Diamonds. They're going to daze. We'll pay for the daze. LED comes in. We got to hold control. Cycle Edge. Crack this for triple blue. Draw that. Cast Consider. Bin the Wraith. Cycle Wraith. Cast Oracle. And there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're playing against the Doomsday Mirror here. And so we got some number of skippers for the Doomsday Mirror. I mean, like, how, this is kind of insane, isn't it? Isn't this a little bit insane? Do we want Carpet of Flowers too? I don't know if we can board 13 cards in against Doomsday. Like, what are we doing? What is happening? Okay. Hmm. We can definitely cut an oracle. Cut some number of ponder petals, but then it's like, okay, we can cut an edge. We can cut a wraith. We can probably cut a spoils, though if they have Shieldred, spoils is pretty good. I think we can cut probably all of the personal tutors. I don't know if we actually would need consider. The One Ring could be considered a little bit on the slow side. And this would get us down pretty far, but it doesn't allow us access to the carpet of flowers, but maybe we don't actually need the carpets. Let's do a sort by mana value. And then let's go sort by color. We got 20 blue cards. That's pretty low. Pretty low on blue cards. So the question is, do we want to add a blue card to the deck? Like we could cut a land and we could add a blue card. Um we could add a blue card and we could cut like an underground sea. I might just run it like this just to start things off. We'll see how it goes. Kind of happy with this. The blue count's a little low, but I don't know. I kind of just want to be a Shieldred gamer in a way. We'll see. Okay. I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. This hand seems great, I think. If they turn one Thoughtseize us, it's kind of unfortunate. But I just want them to ponder. Just ponder on turn one or personal tutor. If we can pass with Veil plus Force Up, I'll be quite happy. And then we can just kind of play the land drop go game. Oh, man. Gotta love starting off the day with the Doomsday Mirror because it means I'm still happy even if we don't win. Although I don't really care much about winning or losing. Either way, here comes a Thoughtseize. In before the Veil. Yeah, you can look at my hand. Maybe you take my Brainstorm. Maybe you take my Veil if your plan is to discard me. Take the Brainstorm. Okay, they've got 4 cards left. So that kind of turns off our selection, and now we're just hiding behind Force plus Veil. Their next discard spell is turned off. So there's always that to think about. And I think here we go Verdant, then Undercity Sewers, because I want to be able to play the Veil around a Daze. I mean, I will force them to burn a Daze here too. Petals in. Okay, so they have Daze, but we're going to force them to use it, I suppose. They might have us here. Taking the Brainstorm is really unfortunate. This is like Veil's like so good when you're on the play, right? And when you're on the draw, it feels a little bit worse. They have to have Daze here. Yeah. There's no way I force it, I don't think. But then they just take my force. Is having a force in hand. I don't know if this is right or not. I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to force their Daze and take a new card off this Veil. And then we got to hope to like draw a Thoughtseize, otherwise we're just dead. Maybe. If they play Deep Analysis, we could just be dead right now too. Could we be? Draw a card. Give me something good. Okay, Dark Ritual. Not the worst. Not the best. It's actually pretty bad. Replay, Underground Sea, pass. They've got 2 cards in hand. Draw for turn, Force of Negation. Okay, we need to fade one more turn here. Let's play Undercity Sewers. Let's bin Dark Ritual and pass the turn. Can't Doomsday me here. Please don't Doomsday me here. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, this Fawn might be good then. This Fawn might be good then. Another fetch isn't the best. We'll play Bayou. And we'll pass. They're passing. We're drawing. Give me the juice. Oh, that's not the juice. That is not the juice. I think we've now played out all of our cards that our opponent knows about. This obviously is where not playing the full 8 cantrips feels kind of bad, right? Is this the namesake? Oh, well, force of negation. We don't have another surveiller. Brainstorm. Thoughtseize. That's pretty good, I guess. While they're tapped out. Hit him with a Thoughtseize. Oh, I guess we take Doomsday. Oh, heavens. So they got Fluster Negation. Shieldred would be very nice. I mean, anything. Another Thoughtseize. I'm going to hold this one. I'll play out a Misty just to kind of feign hardcast Force of Will. But we would love to stop drawing. We would love to stop drawing mana sources anytime soon. Could trim the deck once to rest me. Sure. Are they setting up for a Doomsday next turn? Yeah. Okay. I think we take a deck thin here. Like, yeah, I'm going to thin out the deck. Draw. My Doomsday is not going to resolve. I think I pass. I can force them to burn interaction, but yeah, they've got like 2 Doomsdays left in their deck. I really want to draw a Shieldred. I would love to draw a Shieldred. Another Doomsday. Let's cast one. They're going to hard cast Fawn. What happens if I go for a Dark Ritual Doomsday right here, right now? Oh, wow, they had Force Pitch Fluster. All right. All right, all right. Now we're both in the shitter. Let's draw Shieldred. Come on. Shelly. Shelly. Oh, we called it into existence. We called it into existence. That is a nice draw. That's going to make it very hard for our opponent to win, I think. I think that's going to make it fairly challenging for our opponent to win. Do they have a Shelly? Oh, gosh. Shieldred definitely better than Barrogoyf here. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Fawn is good. Fawn is good. Let's get to the red zone. Shelly's coming in. We've got Fawn back up playing through Spell Pierce. I think I'm just going to play out the land at this point. Let's just Fawn through Spell Pierce plus. There. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, this is unfortunate. It's really hard for Doomsday to beat a resolved Shieldred. Yeah, it's really, really hard for Doomsday to beat a resolved Shieldred, and the top deck of Shieldred there was just insane. I was reading some Ludwig Wittgenstein the other day, teaching the last class in my analytic philosophy course. And in the philosophical investigations, Wittgenstein talks about these like naming ceremonies where you kind of like baptize the connection between a word and an object. And he kind of makes fun of that by like imagining a philosopher who just like continually like points at an object and says like this and then trying to like establish the kind of link between the word and the thing. And sometimes when I am just chanting Shieldred to myself into the microphone, it kind of feels like I'm doing something silly that Wittgenstein would laugh at, but it certainly worked there. We we chanted a Shieldred into existence. You got to manifest the Shelly. Call her by all her names and she'll appear, right? All right, we're playing against Wolf Token. So, I mean, they're going to be playing some Master of the Wild Hunts. It seems kind of outdated, but you never know. Yorion Sky Nomad. So this could be some kind of 4-color bean shenanigans, 5-color control. It could just as easily be D&T. Our hand's not that good against D&T, to be honest. We got double cycler with Doomsday. I think I'm just going to keep this hand. Like if this is Death and Taxes and we just draw Dark Ritual, I'm pretty sure we just win. This is probably not Death and Taxes though. This is smelling like, oh, okay, oh, okay. Let's draw Dark Ritual, shall we? Can we chant it? Ritual, 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 ritual. Oh no. All right, well, we start with fetch. We for sure start with fetch, but we lose this game because none of these lands are a fetch land, essentially. That is how we lose this game. Oh, we gotta hope they don't play a wasteland. Well, there it is. So now we can't surveil. Yeah, we're kind of just a little bit screwed by the lands that we have. Like, I really want to surveil, but if we surveil, the wasteland takes us. We need ritual. Well, yeah, I don't like this at all, folks. I guess we just play Thassa's Oracle here. Who knows? We certainly don't want any of those. And now we're just going to lose to these wastelands. This is actually hilarious. And then the other question is, like, do we cycle? I think we do. Which one's it targeting? This one. Let's cycle it. We just... Yeah, that's not going to help. Want to get as deep into the deck as we can. If they have another wasteland, like, I think we're going to lose this game, unfortunately. This hand was not the best hand against a Yorion. Maybe I was supposed to just mulligan it for something better. It was a pretty bad keep, I'm not going to lie. But if they were on, like, Bean's control, I mean, I'm happy, I think, just to make land drops and pass the turn. Okay, they didn't seem to have a White Orchid Phantom unless they've got one right now. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to get. Yeah, we are just completely screwed here. The minute that whatever the spirit comes down, we just can no longer win the game. I think I have to consider in response. Yeah, they've got the spirit. Oh, Orcish Bowmasters. Uh-huh. And then they got the Felia to flick the White Orchid Phantom. Wow, we actually just got completely shit canned here. Oh my god. I blame it on me for keeping the hand that I kept, but people say this is like a really good matchup for Doomsday, and it certainly is. But there's like a very fine line between when it swings just completely into your opponent's favor, and this is an example of that happening. Like, it's Dark Ritual or bust for us here. And even now with this Bowmasters out, I don't even know that I'm quite sure how we beat this. So I think we're going to take the sewers, and if they've got another Phantom, then fuck us, I guess. Surveil. Street Wraith can go to the graveyard. It just has to be Ritual here. Alrighty. We'll go on to the next one. So yeah, this mana base that we're on here is not good at fighting our opponent. I think we don't need... We go Cavern for Boseiju. That's pretty clear. Do we want Fluster? I don't think so. I don't really think there's anything I want to fluster from my opponent. So I could take Jace in place of the Fluster. I don't think we want Shieldrids against like a Caracas deck. And I don't know that we want more than like a Veil or two. It's possible Thoughtseize isn't that good that we can cut like a couple of thought seizes for a couple of veils just to protect against the Bowmaster shenanigans. That is what we shall do, or at least that's what I'm going to do. I'll be on the play here. They've got an 81 card deck this time with no Yorion reveal, or were they playing 81 cards before? I honestly can't remember. This is the same hand as last time. It kind of feels like we just cannot rely on a hand like this. Maybe that's insane though. I'll keep it. We at least have the ponder this time. And they're on a mull to 6. I think I'm fine leading on a trop here. It's possible I'm supposed to mull to a like a more aggressive hand. Would I rather force or daze on turn 1? I think I might actually rather force on turn 1. Like we can't even cast this Doomsday with the mana that we have. But what's underneath? Was it a land? I'm so bad. That's not an excuse. Okay. Now we can hard cast Daze on a 2-drop, which is really nice. Plains go. I think I'm going to take Undercity here. That is the black land that we're kind of hoping for. I think I kind of just have to keep it. That's really unfortunate, but a lot's going to hinge on what's happening here. I'm suspecting an end of turn Felia into a White Orchid. So we can daze the Felia, get that exuberant shepherd into the graveyard. If they have Wasteland, we're screwed. Here comes the Knight. I think we have to force the Knight. And then if they have Wasteland, that's really bad for us. Oh, we were so close to threading the needle there. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. And now, yeah, now we're probably just dead. Yikes. They sequenced that very well, but like they were going to blow our lands just completely into the dirt. If they have another Knight, Recruiter's fine. We just really need to hit the thing that we need to hit here. And that is a black source. This tropical island is screwing us. But it also would have just been an island in any other world, so yeah, come on, deck. Give me it. What did they get? White Orchid Phantom. I think we're dead, folks. I kind of feel like we are dead. That's a weird choice. That just strikes me as the absolute wrong choice, but okay. Am I crazy? I don't think they were supposed to hit that, were they? It's the Bowmasters, Overlord of the Balemerc. Sure. Okay. We're somehow, again, in a position where we're a black source away. Did they put something into their hand off that? I don't know. Come on. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, we went like for the super tempo play there. The Daze the Felia, force it, hope to draw the source. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing that they can do to stop us, but maybe I'm stupid. I do not know. Let's add some black mana and cast a Doomsday, shall we? I guess they could have Mindbreak Trap. I'm not beating a Mindbreak Trap here. I suppose if they have Mindbreak Trap, Bob can be their uncle. Yeah, I don't think there's a way that I can beat Mindbreak Trap here. I'd have to like pass the turn. I kind of feel like I'm just not going to play around Mindbreak Trap, and if they have that in their hand, then then so be it. Oracle on the bottom, followed by Edge, Edge, Wraith, Consider, Cast LED, Hold Control, Cycle, Triple Blue, Cast Consider, Bin the Wraith, Cycle Edge. Looks like they're F6. Yep, it's in. Okay, that would not have happened if our opponent didn't hit anything but the trop. But that is on them. And now we have a chance to take this game. I don't think we care. Do I want? I know Manamorphose. That's results oriented thinking, right? Sounds like some results oriented thinking to me. The One Ring doesn't strike me as the best Magic card against this opponent. Is there something we would rather have than the One Ring? Ooh. This is the one case actually where Abrupt Decay would be better than Boseiju to hit Knight. And by Knight, I mean, Spirit of the Labyrinth. I think I'm just gonna run it. It's possible the ring could do something, right? Surely. All right, let's keep a better hand than the last two games. Something that's not as susceptible to Wasteland, perhaps. Something with a Dark Ritual and a Doomsday, perhaps. This hand seems like a risky biscuits. I don't think I want to keep that hand. There's too much cantrips there. Oh my god. This is not the mana situation that I want against this strategy. I do not want to have 2 Underground Seas in my hand. They're keeping 7. I guess I keep this. Like, the 5 could be risky, right? And we could always just draw Dark Ritual for our first turn. Okay, our opponent didn't Thoughtseize us. That's good news. Fetch land. Daze. This, let's find a Dark Ritual, shall we? Oh, what are you doing in response? Just backstreeting? Sure. Okay, we're going to get wastelanded. I think I'm just going to keep all of these lands. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Can I counter that with Daze? I don't even know if I want to. I think that's fine. I don't really know what this card does. We're going to start impending. They mill the wasteland. That's good. Oh, they do have Mindbreak traps. LOL. Okay. Okay, they do have Mindbreak traps, folks. Now there's a land underneath that. I think we're just going to do the old Passersons here. Scrubland into Recruiter of the Guard. I'm just going to hardcast Daze on this one. And it looks like we're getting off scot-free with our mana here. They'll impend. We're going to draw a Ponder. Black, black, black. Play Doomsday. We've got Force. Okay, nice. They're just scooping to the Doomsday. You'll love to see it. I think my pile there might, like, given that we have Force Days, like, I might just make a 4-cycler Oracle pile. You get 1 land drop. You can land drop me, like wasteland me, and then I can like force something you have and I untap and just cycle down to the Oracle. Maybe that's a bit risky. Maybe there's supposed to be like a spoils in there, but the fact that they scooped, we don't have to think about it, is really nice. We're 2-0, having beat Doomsday and Death and Taxes. And we're going to be going on to the next round here shortly. I will be right back. So far, we're off to the classic Scott start out 2-0 and then lose some number of the next 3 matches. It would not surprise me. We shall see. Oh my goodness. You know, just the way it goes. I am no master. I always find some way to screw something up. That much is true. If you've been following along, you should know that that much is true. But I appreciate you all for being here, even despite that. All right, we're against DB Bobsy. No idea. It might be a Daybreak Games account. Do. What the hell is this hand? I don't know. This is a strange old skipper. Let's just make sure it doesn't do anything before we mulligan it. I kind of want to play on stable mana, so let's ship that back. We're on the draw again. Well, we'll put an Undercity Sewers on the bottom, I guess, but this hand's pretty bad too, right? Am I supposed to go to 5 here? Spoils can find Doomsday in like a super pinch. We've got a Cycler to crack into the pile. We just died to Oops. We died to Oops. We probably died to turn 1 Chalice. Am I supposed to... I'm going to keep it. Like, I don't know. Spoils is a weird Magic card that tempts me to keep hands like this when I probably shouldn't. This hand is not good. Like I will go on the record before we begin by saying I have kept a hand that is not good. Why did I keep this hand? Well, we at least have mana. Sometimes that's not a guarantee in Doomsday. We've got a fairly stable stream of mana here. We do have a rather sketchy way of finding a Doomsday, and then we do have a way to crack into our pile. So depending on what our opponent's up to, we might be able to do some things. For example, if we drew a Brainstorm in our turn and our opponent shows us that they're not a force deck, we could attempt to Spoils for Doomsday into Dark Ritual, cycle for a second petal into Brainstorm, and just win on turn 1. And the same could be true even if we draw another petal, I think. But, I mean, this card is so dangerous, right? But we like to live dangerously here on this channel, right? But I don't think we're just gonna throw this thing on the table on turn 1. All right. Did our opponent just skip their hand, or they're just going to second main phase? Urza's Workshop into Manifold Key. Oh, what the fuck does that mean? Are they on Blue Painter or are they on Mystic Forge? Oh, heavens. Well, let's see if they play blue cards, shall we? Well, that resolved very fast. Let's kill them. How do we do that? Cycle into Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm, draw Consider. Lion's Eye Diamond. Consider. Lion's Eye Diamond. Street Wraith. Oracle? Is that 5 cards? That looks like the 5 cards. Am I fucking mistaken in any capacity? I don't believe I'm mistaken in any capacity. And, yeah, let's do the thing. Let's put Thassa's Oracle on the bottom. These 3 cards there with the Bee Storm on top. Let's cast a Lotus Petal. Let's cycle into Brainstorm. Let's cast Brainstorm, and they are scooping it up. Alrighty. Begin sideboarding. What is our opponent playing? They're on some kind of artifact strategy. We want Boseijus. I'm guessing they could be playing the One Ring, which will lead us to want Shieldred the Apocalypses. We might want Force of Negations. And then Jace, probably also good. It's unclear if we want Veil of Summers or Flusterstorm based off what our opponent has displayed to us thus far. And so I think we can cut a Spoils pretty safely. We can probably cut a Lotus Petal decently safely. I'm going to start by assuming they're not on blue. And that based off the fact that they kind of just F6'd pretty convincingly there. There could be a Karn deck, so I could actually see cutting the Von Ring. I mean, I could be completely wrong here. And then like Days might not be that good. Is this crazy? Sort by mana value. It's possible we don't want a Force of Negations. It's possible we still want Veil of Summer. Possibly we still want Spoils of the Vault. Possibly we don't want. I'm sorry. By it's possible we don't want Force of Negations. I mean, it's possible we don't actually want as many Thought Seizes. Let's sort by color here. 21 blue cards. Not bad. Not too shabby. I think I'm going to submit it like this. We'll see. I could be off my rocker here. If this is the blue painter deck, then things are a little different. Here we just got a Dark Writ Doomsday, but we've got double Personal Tutors as our other cards. I think I'm going to keep it. Ancient Tomb, Disruptor Flute. Okay. It's going to name Doomsday. It's going to name Oracle. It's naming Doomsday. Okay. Now I could Personal Tutor for something like Ponder. Or I could just play Undercity Sewers tapped. I kind of actually don't mind just Personal Tutoring for Ponder here. It's a pretty decent draw, I think. But yeah, let's see if our opponent plays a blue land here or not. There's a Saga. That's going to kill us rather quickly. Grim Monolith. Lotus Petal. Okay. There's the Ponder. Let's cast that. Okay, so we play a land drop this turn. Is this Petal good enough? Is this Petal good enough? I think the Petal means that we can put Doomsday. I think the Petal means we can put Doomsday on the stack next turn. Am I mistaken about that? And the question will be, now we need to Personal Toot again. And I think this time we toot for Edge of Autumn. And we'll pass. The Saga's kind of scary, though. The Saga's a little bit on the scary side. If this is a Karn, oh yeah, the Karn is not good. The Karn turns off the Petal, and now I think we're probably dead. They just get a Lattice. So this does look like straight colorless coding. I mean, I don't think there's any way we can beat this now, right? I think we're just getting latticed on our next turn. They'll coat me. I'll draw the Edge of Autumn. Yeah, we got completely stone fucked by that Karn. I guess I'll put Brainstorm on top. I mean, there's like a world where we brainstorm into like Shieldred and can beat a Karn. Maybe no, probably not. And if they just go for Lattice here, I mean, we can brainstorm into Force of Will for the Lattice. So let's see here. Let us see here. Cycle Edge into Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm. Find the Force, but no blue card. All right. So this is just straight up Mystic Forge. Does that mean we want to do anything differently? I don't really think so. I kind of don't want to cut this Lotus Petal, though. So maybe I can cut Daze instead. Or actually, like, one Thoughtseize. Like, Thoughtseize doesn't strike me as the best Magic card against this player. Maybe I want both Dazes when I'm on the play. And we'll trim on a couple of Thoughtseizes, and we'll submit the deck like this. Can we get... Oh, this hand would have been so sick if there was like a single land in it. We can't risk it. God, that would have been awesome. This hand's kind of cool. I think I put... Honestly, it might just be Lotus Petal. What does our pile look like here? Disruptor. Oh, wow, they just scooped. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll take it, I guess. What would our pile look like here? Probably... We've got the Dark Ritual. So it's probably like Underground Sea on the bottom with Thassa on top. And then some Cyclers. And then if they flute us, we can play the Undercity Sewers and win with the Ritual. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Well, we are currently 3-0. Let's see if we can keep it up or if we succumb to the 3-2 in the last two rounds here. So far, the deck's feeling pretty cool. I kind of might want to cut an Underground Sea for a 9th fetch land, though, if that white-black Death and Taxes was any indication. All right. The Riddle 4-2-3. Well, I like turn 1/1 rings. Let's keep this hand and see what our opponent's up to. Tropical Island. Delver. Ponder. All right. I don't think we're turn 1/1 ringing now unless we draw another Dark Ritual. If we draw another Dark Ritual, we will turn 1/1 ring, but now I think we're gonna Thoughtseize them on turn 1 here. I really hope they're not playing Temur Delver. They shuffled their library. We draw Underground Sea. I'm going to play out the Petal to play around Daze. And I think I just have to go this route here. Okay. I think I take Nadu, right? They're playing Breakfast. I'll take the Nadu just because maybe I take Daze, but I kind of Think we can play around it? There's the Flooded Strand. Are they going to sink a Nomads? There's a Shuko. Okay. Play Dark Ritual. Let's cast a Ring. Ring's in. We'll get protection. Love to see a Force of Will right here. Okay. We really got to hope they don't top deck the... We got to hope they don't top deck the Cephalid. Kept the card on top. I suspect we're dead. Ponder. Didn't use Ponder's ability past the turn. Can we draw Thoughtseize maybe? Can I cast this Consider? Do they have a Force of Will? Personal Tutor. Put Doomsday on top. Cycle Street Wraith. Cast Dark Ritual. Cast Doomsday. Force of Will, pitch Daze. This isn't good. Yep. All right. All right. And now they've got the Cephalid. Maybe not. We put a lot of eggs into the basket there. I felt like I should probably go for it, but maybe I was supposed to be a bit more cautious. They just go land Cephalid. I'm dead. All right. I guess we can look at their deck. Kind of wish I still had Extirpates in my deck now. I want to see if they probably don't play Karakas, but I want to see if they do for Shieldred purposes. Maybe I went all in there too aggressively. Still don't see a Karakas. There's the Memories Journey. Okay. Still don't see Karakas. There's Teferi. Shuko. Oh, this deck's pretty sick. Never played Breakfast before. It's one of the few legacy decks I've never actually played. It kind of seems cool, especially with the Nadu Winged Wisdom. Okay, how do we play against Breakfast? It's actually been a little bit since I played against Breakfast. We're gonna end up with Consigns too. Veil of Summer is more of like it's gonna protect our combo. I don't know that I want the full suite of Veils. I could see Shieldred being fine, but it's also like we can just die to their combo, right? Like maybe Shieldred's not actually where we want to be. That's just slowing down too much. Carpet of Flowers can be a mana boost, but they're not really pushing our mana too much. I guess I could see bringing in a Fluster. I don't know if I want Boseiju against this opponent. I guess it kills Urza's Saga. But what am I like kind of not that interested in here? I suppose we could cut Spoils. I suppose we could cut Thassa. I suppose we could probably get away with cutting like a Petal. And maybe like one copy of Personal Tutor. It's honestly been so long since I played against Breakfast. I feel like I rarely ever saw it in the previous iteration of the metagame. Extirpate would be so nice at taking down this opponent. I don't think I want the Shieldreds against them. I think it's just similar to like the reason why we don't want Barrowgoyfs against Painter. like they can just kill you with their combo. I'm going to go like this. This is kind of like a weird sideboard. It's not really committing to any particular strategy. We'll mull here. This hand seems all right. I think we can keep. I think we bottom the cavern. And then we lead on Delta. We can like Days and Nomads if they've got one of those. Ideally, we just do nothing. Okay. I've got a Hedge Maze. I think I'm not going to bother with the Undercity Sewers here. We're just going to draw. Underground Sea. Well, I'm going to brainstorm first. We can always ponder after the brainstorm. We don't need Personal Tutor. I could see the Petal actually being interesting. I don't... Is it crazy to put back a brainstorm? It's probably not too crazy. Because if we can ponder into Dark Ritual here, we can actually put a Doomsday on the stack with Day's Protection. Okay, let's see if our opponent wants to tap out. Yeah, Nomads is good. They've got that crucial 1 mana open, though. They've got that crucial 1 mana open. I kind of feel like I have to start by pondering, which isn't the best course of action. Yikes. Any order shuffle. So now I think I just pass. I could also just put Doomsday on the stack. If I put Doomsday on the stack, they force me. Then I have days for their Nadu. I don't know. Whereas if I days Nadu, they force my days, then I'm just dead. Well, if they don't have either of those things, then I'm glad that I didn't put the Doomsday on the stack. Okay. Let's consider. I think Thoughtseize is a fine pickup here. The Ponder as well. If they've got Veil of Summer, though, that's kind of crippling. Jesus Christ. I guess I take a Force of Negation. I cast a Ponder. Let's go. Personal Tutor, Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual, use Ponder's ability. No. Pass the turn. We might be able to sneak one through here. Brainstorm. Well, that changes things. That changes things a lot, unfortunately. That's going to mean that we likely aren't going to be able to sneak one through here. Urza Saga. Pass. Attack. We got to hope they didn't find multiple other pieces of interaction there. Hit them with a Thoughtseize. Force of Negation, Pitch, Nadu, Winged Wisdom. What does that mean? It means they either found another force or they're bluffing me. I kind of want to go for it here. They can't cast the consign, right? Let's see if they're bluffing us or not here. How do we beat Daze from this spot? Thassa's Oracle. Street Wraith into Brainstorm. Play Pedal. Brainstorm into Street Wraith LED Thassa. We can put like an edge in there for good measure. Is this the route? I think this might work. Lion's Eye Diamond. Thassa's Oracle. Edge of Autumn. Brainstorm. Street Wraith. Cycle Street Wraith. Cycle Street Wraith. Play Lotus Petal. Cast Brainstorm. Put back Daze with Oracle on top. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond. I don't know. I'm playing around Daze because it's like the one thing that they would have had to not counter the Doomsday. Hold control. Crack this for triple blue. Let's put an Oracle on the stack. All right. We got there. We got there. We got there. Jesus Christ. Okay. Need to take a breather here. Okay. We got there. I think they had Daze and we just kind of we beat the Daze. I want this Veil of Summer, I think, given how my opponent is playing. I think I want to bring in a little more interaction. I might be down actually to cut this one ring just because it could be a little on the slow side. I think we could get away with cutting a polluted delta maybe. And by a polluted delta, sorry, I mean an underground sea. And then, what would our last cut be? Our last cut. Maybe we don't need all 6 discard spells. Or maybe we do. What would we cut otherwise? I mean, it could be a personal tutor. It could be a pedal. I don't mind cutting a pedal, maybe. Okay. Okay. Force of Will, Daze, Duress, Edge of Autumn, 2 lands. I think we can keep this hand. It's not the best hand, not the worst hand. Hopefully we can screw with what they've got cooking a little bit. But it's unclear, right? Here's the Tundra. Ponder, okay. Opponent plays Ponder. They did not shuffle. Pass the turn. We draw another Cycler. That's rather interesting. Well, this Duress is not as good as a Thoughtseize against Cephalid's Breakfast. This Duress is what we want when we have Dark Ritual Doomsday in our hand. It's not what we want when we have Daze Force in our hand. So I'm going to Duress my opponent. And we're going to have to take a Lay of the Land here. Wow, so they've got Nomads plus Illusionist. We're going to take their Brainstorm. We'll pass the turn. I assume they're going to go Urza Saga here. Nope. Flooded Strand into Nomad's Encore, which happens. Pass the turn. We draw Brainstorm. I'm going to cast that Brainstorm. Do we need this Boseiju? Do we need this Boseiju? We could put back Boseiju plus a force. I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be Boseiju plus force. Then we're going to go for Underground Sea. Tap this for a blue. We're going to put Doomsday on top of our deck. And then we're going to pass the turn. We're going to force their Illusionist. And please put a card into your graveyard. Please put a card into your graveyard. Pretty please put a card into your graveyard. Oh, man, it's on top. Here's this. Here's force. That worked. Now, do we want to beat Daze or do we want to beat Consign? They would have dazed if they had a Daze, so I think we're going to beat Consign here. So I think we're going to make a Jace pile. Wraith. Cycle into LED, play LED, crack LED, cycle into Jace. Play Jace. Mill some cards. I mean, the thing is, we got the Street Wraiths, right? So I think we're just all in on this Jace here. And the Oracle doesn't matter. Oh, let's go. Wraith on the bottom. Oracle on top. Street Wraith on top. Jace on top. LED on top. Oh, I guess this loses to Consign, though. The LED loses to Consign. Shit. Okay. They would have dazed my force on their Illusionist 100% if they had it, right? Hopefully this is just them being dumbfounded that I have Jace and they don't actually have something. There we go. Alrighty. 4-0. That was a tight match. That was a very, very tight match. We have one more match left. And alrighty. Well, it's honestly even been a while since we've got a 4-1 on the channel. I think the last one was with the Ring Doomsday. So I'm pretty satisfied with how things are shaken out here. I hope that we either lose really quickly or win really quickly in round 5. Because I'm supposed to be meeting some friends to drink cider. Because we have a really nice day today. It's like very, very nice outside. But the thing about cider is whenever Scott starts drinking alcohol, his Doomsday performance is not very good afterwards. And so I would like to finish this league before I consume any alcohols. But well, let's keep this hand. We got to turn to Doomsday here with force backup. Card we don't want to see is the card we do not want to see here is Wasteland, I think. So let's do our best to avoid having to worry about that. Put Doomsday on top of our deck. We'll pass the turn. I don't know if I want to play these petals out. Maybe I'm supposed to. I kind of just want them not to know that the Doomsday is guaranteed coming next turn. Although usually whenever you personal toot for a Doomsday, it's guaranteed coming next turn. What is my opponent going to do? Lotus Petal Snow-Covered Waste. All right. Do you smell that? I smell a chalice. Is this a chalice? A Thorn of Amethyst. Do they play Spirit Guides? Let's hit him with a Daze. What else do they have? Oh, no. Should have played the petals, I guess. Fuck. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. And we can't even chalice check them. Wow. All right, all right. I guess we're fucked. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That is so unfortunate. Oh, I just want to scoop and go to the next one, but that would be foolish, I believe. That is. Oh, man. Let's cycle this in response just in case there's like a brainstorm. Yeah, this is not good. I guess we'll take this time to learn about what our opponent's deck does. But yeah, that chalice on 0 is crippling. Apparently our opponent's deck doesn't do much, nor does ours. Veil of Summer is interesting at beating a chalice on 0 hilariously. They are just doing stone cold nothing, but we are also doing stone cold nothing, and I think I discard Thoughtseize. Okay. Personal tutor. Now, I believe we're going to discard Edge. There's an Eldrazi Temple. Here comes a thing, a dude. Glaring Fleshraker. I think we're just at the point in the game where we're trading resources. There's a Verdant Catacombs. Am I supposed to play Veil of Summer, cast Petal Petal Pass? If they, I mean, they're going to Thought Knot Sear us and take our Doomsday, which is super unfortunate. But I don't know that I can wait like another round. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll pass the turn. If they got Thought Knot Sear, we're screwed, obviously. This was a Daze, that'd be awesome. Grim Monolith, okay. If they got a Thorn, we're obviously screwed. Are they doing all this into a Thought Knot? Yep. Sure. Was I supposed to let the Glaring Fleshwaker resolve? Okay. I mean, I guess we'll take a hit for 4 and then spoils a Doomsday. Sure. All right. In the interest of time, we're going to go on to the next one. So, Force of Negation, Force of Negation, Force of Negation, Teferi, Boseiju. And then if that game was any indication, I don't believe Thought Seizes are that good against Eldrazi. And it's possible we want to actually keep one Veil of Summer in just for that Chalice reason, or maybe that's silly. It's like obviously better if you're Storm. Let's just cut the Thought Seizes, bring in the Fawns. Oh, but the Flusterstorm doesn't do much, so let's cut that. I don't think we want Shieldred against Eldrazi. I'll leave one Veil in. And yeah, okay. Well, trophies on the line. Would you like to play first? Yes, we'll play first. This strikes me as a little too slow. I'm going to mull it. This hand doesn't do friggin' much of anything. I think I'm going to mull it too. This one we can keep. I guess we can put Petal Petal on the bottom. We got no line of defense here. So we're just like dead to a Disruptor Flute. I'm sorry if I mulled those hands quickly. I'm kind of past the point of caring about this 5-0 and needing to leave. I was supposed to leave 5 minutes ago. We're on pretty minimal resources here, though, for a Dark Ritual Doomsday win, which is kind of what's unfortunate about everything that's going on here. I have no idea what Eldrazi's playing these days. We didn't really ever care that much about Sowing Myco Spawn, so if they're playing like aggressive red cards by the looks of it, it could be worse for us. Like, there's just so many cards that just kill us, right? Yeah, that's one of them for sure. I mean, I think we're just dead. Like, sure, you can Flesh Rake. Double Flesh Raker. I feel like we should have been able to win this match. I'm playing a little fast and loose here. I mean, how do we win through a Chalice? Yeah, all right. And GG's opponent. GG's. Sorry about playing really quick and a little loose in the last round. I honestly don't think that I made too many mistakes there. Maybe not playing the Lotus Petals out in game 1 was a huge mistake, but like, we made that decision on turn 1. We didn't know our opponent was on Eldrazi. Like, if I was on the draw there, I would have played the Petals out. In any case, I'm actually quite satisfied with this list. I don't know if the One Ring is actually worth it. But yeah, that was quite a promising league. I'm really sorry we didn't clench the 5-0. And but I mean, these things happen. I think our hands were pretty mediocre in game 2, like our mulligans. I might have to go back and look at those when I'm editing to decide whether or not I mulled those too hasty. But in any case, it is 4:07. I was supposed to leave almost 10 minutes ago. So we're not going to have much of a wrap up here at the end of the video, but I hope you enjoyed the first foray back into Legacy with Doomsday. The list seemed promising. I think we're going to give this one another try. Maybe in the next video, maybe I'll make a couple subtle changes to it. We shall see. In any case, if you've been enjoying the content, a subscription, a like, a comment, any of these things would be great. Feel no pressure to do these things, of course. I'm happy to have you here either way. But yeah, we have been growing at a pretty gradual, nice rate. And so that's always exciting. Anyways, yes, this is the Semiotician signing off, wishing you all the best wherever you are. And we'll be back. We'll be back again soon for some more Doomsday action, and I'll probably be releasing a vintage cube video or two in between this league and the next Doomsday League. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I have some videos recorded and I'm going to post those because some of the leagues actually the drafts ended up being pretty exciting. But anyways, have a wonderful day. Cheers.